Hi guys, this is another update on the Stug 3 for Adam Mann's Stug Life group build. What you'll see a little bit different, if you can notice the color change or color shading, is I completed stage 3 of the color modulation. So the inside of the panels are the lightest color and then the darkest colors around the edges and all. I think it's kind of a subtle effect, and it'll probably hold up pretty well, especially because I intend to use a pin wash. I'm going to put dust on this thing and everything else. I also completed putting the decals on, and that was kind of a so-so proposition. These decals, the old Dragon decals, the 20-year-old decals, are like putting down glass. That's about my closest analogy I can put to the use for them is they're really stiff. So I have to use what is it? Yeah, I have to use this stuff here, Walter's Solvaset, instead of Microsol. I prefer Microsol, but anyway, so I got a little bit of a problem here on this decal. Around the edges, the Walters reacted with the Future that I put down to gloss coat it so they'd lay down a little better. I'm hoping I can get that out with another coat of satin coat. I put some water on it and they disappeared, so maybe the satin coat will solve that problem. Also, I'm going to add a cable. There's no cable or cable ends or anything in this kit. Maybe the early Stug 3Bs didn't have tow cables, but I pirated some cable ends from another kit, which I'm going to make up for with something else someday. I'll worry about that when it comes. And they're going to go, this one's going to start off here in this tow eye, and then I made a little bracket to hold it in place back here. The way it's going to be held in that towing eye is with this tiny little bolt that I got from my supplier in Poland. He sent me some of these things, some tow shackles and bolts for tigers, but I think it's going to look pretty good once I put it in there. It's going to be really small. It's got a little threaded nut on one end and a cap on the other. Also, I was reading a Mike Rinaldi, an old issue of MMIR, and you can really, it's kind of a lesson that you kind of forget more than you know sometimes. But with these Fruley tracks, he said you got to soak them in for about 24 hours in diluted white vinegar, or distilled white vinegar, not diluted, full strength. And I don't know if you can see it, but man, this really cleans these things up. So when I use my Blacken It solution, which is on order, and I should get in a day or two, I hope, it'll turn those tracks a nice uniform black, or at least it won't have that blotchy effect that I've gotten in the past, where I end up then having to paint the tracks. I think they're supposed to really be a blackish steel color. They used high quality steel on these tracks. They didn't use a lot of stuff that rusted really a lot. So, and plus the wear and tear of running would keep the rust down quite a bit. So anyway, that's it. Nearing about the 3/4 mark, because a lot of weathering and pin washing and things like that. The dust effect, I'm gonna try for the first time airbrushing a dust layer on this thing. I might totally screw it up, but one way or another you'll see the results. Okay guys, have a good night, and happy modeling.